Ukraine says it seeks South Africa's support in peace efforts and campaign to reduce abducted children. According to Andriy Yermak, head of the Office of the President of Ukraine, he highlighted Ukraine's effort to return thousands of children abducted by Russia and sought South Africa's support in peace and humanitarian initiatives. Now, this is highlighted in the findings of a recent white paper safeguarding children from forced transfers and deportation. The white paper documents evidence of Russia's systematic deportation and forced relocation of Ukrainian children, analyzes potential violations of international law, and provides recommendations to protect children's rights and facilitate their safe return. Mr. Yermak also announced that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky intended to visit South Africa soon, viewing it as an opportunity to open a new page of relationship. And to unpack this, I was joined by Dzvinka Kachur, President of Ukrainian Association of South Africa. She joins us live from Cape Town in South Africa. Good afternoon from here. Let me kick off by asking, how you can explain to us the state of things now regarding abduction as well as forced relocation of Ukrainian children by the Russian authority. How many children are being reported missing, and what age groups are mostly affected?
Thanks a lot for having me. There are 19,500 cases of documented Ukrainian children forcefully deported to Russia. Unfortunately, Russia declares that there are 700,000 Ukrainian children that they have deported, and the critical issue is that on the 30th of May 2022, Russian president has signed the decree that allows to change the citizenship of Ukrainian children without consent, without their consent, or without parental or guardian consent. And in this process, their name, surname, and date of birth also can be modified. So we are talking about dozens, thousands of children that have been forcefully transferred. Some of them were without parental care during the time of transfer. Some of them were forcefully separated from their parents in the filtration camps, because those territories that are occupied, Russia runs filtration camps, so every single person has to be checked. If for any reason Russia decides to detain a parent or guardian, then the child will be sent to Russia and would go through this process when citizenship is changed and also name, surname is modified, and those children are fast-tracked for adoption. And we already have more than 300 cases documented where these children were identified in Russia and they were adopted by Russian families. So this is a very large group of children, at least 20,000, but Russia declares that they have 700,000 of Ukrainian children.
Well, I can't help but ask you, what legal actions are being pursued by Ukraine to hold accountable those responsible for this abduction, as well as forced relocation of children, Ukrainian children?
So first of all, this is absolutely illegal to change citizenship of children without consent. And transferring of children from one ethnic group to another is falling under the Convention of Genocide. Specifically, this legal act that Putin have signed on changing citizenship of Ukrainian children without consent is the reason why ICC issued the warrant of arrest. So this is immediate legal action that has been done because this is very clear. This is legislation that has been signed. There is no need for further investigation because this legislation goes against international law that does not allow to change citizenship of children without consent. But obviously, it's been almost 3 years. On the 19th of November will be 1,000 of days of full-scale invasion, and it's more than 10 years since Russia invaded in Ukraine. And already since 2014, Russia has started this practice of forceful deportation, separation from the caregivers of Ukrainian children. So this is not a new issue, but there is no currently mechanism how to return Ukrainian children. So those children that have been on the territory of Russia for 2.5 years, almost 3 years, obviously they are not allowed to speak Ukrainian language, that are not allowed to show any support towards their motherland. And those of them who are turning 18 are sent letters for conscription to join Russian army.
Well, my next question to you naturally will be why South Africa? And then how do you envision their role in supporting efforts to bring back these children? What are you looking at in terms of specifics of the actions in bringing back Ukrainian children?
I think, first of all, South Africa we see as one of the leaders on the continent in defending children's rights. When South Africa became a democratic country, this was the first international agreement that South Africa signed on children's rights. So we hope that South Africa can also lend its voice to Ukrainian children. President Ramaphosa, when it's visited Russia as a part of African peace mission, in July 2023, asked President Putin to return Ukrainian children. Putin replied no, and unfortunately South Africa didn't do any more steps towards returning Ukrainian children. However, we hope that being part of BRICS and also regularly negotiating with Russia, this issue of returning Ukrainian children can come up more. We hope that South Africa are going to, first of all, join the international coalition for returning of Ukrainian children. Also that South Africa will be that voice in Russia and will bring the topic of Ukrainian children more often, and also that when the UN resolution comes at the international level, that governments of all African countries will vote in support of such UN resolution, that all Ukrainian children can go back to their families and can be reintegrated to the Ukrainian communities.
Do you have any system in place to sort of monitor these abducted children and also, track or prevent further occurrence?
Adepola, this is a massive issue because currently not even International Red Cross organization has access to those children. So there is absolutely no way how anyone can get access to those children. Russia does not share this information, and if South African or Nigerian human rights organization or governments can facilitate this process to get access to those children, to be able to monitor, this would be fantastic. At the moment, there is no such mechanism. Those children that were deported from Ukraine are sent to 59 regions in Russia. Some of them sent to Ossetia, occupied by Russia territory in Georgia. Some of them are sent to Belarus. So to identify where those children are, and they're registered as orphaned from those particular regions. It's really, really difficult. So we would like help from international community to find those children and identify their location in Russia.
Well, Dzvinka Kachur, we wish you the best of luck with this. Thank you so much for your time on the news. President of Ukrainian Association of South Africa. Many thanks indeed.
Your time.